Pete, it's the first full day back training for the players today. What are your plans for this pre-Christmas block?
Well, we get a sort of 5-week block now pre-Christmas, of which the sort of theme is to explore your game. And, you know, before they started today, over the last couple of weeks, they've all sat down with myself and the specialist coaches and with some of the S&Cs and support staff to find out areas that they feel they really want to try and get better. Either to build on a strength or sometimes take a weakness that needs some brushing up to make sure they're ready to play. The ultimate thing about it feels like quite a long time off the season at the moment, but it'll come around fairly quick. And our job this winter is to try and get our players better so we can be competitive next summer.
I feel like we've spoken quite a bit before about consequences in training and how when you get towards the season it's important for players to realise that what they do has that effect on the field. But how important in this phase of training is it to work in an environment where those consequences aren't there?
It's important because, you know, you hear it a lot, don't you? You know, people saying, you know, just let the player go out and express himself. It sounds very simple to just express yourself, but it isn't that simple. You've really got to be highly skillful to be able to let go and play. I think what we're trying to do here is basically give people a chance to really explore their own game and how they deliver in a way that they're going to be able to use that when they play. And to have that sort of ability or that time really in your calendar where if you make mistakes it has no consequence for you in performance terms because we're not playing at the moment, I think is really important.
Is that something that's especially helpful to some of those newer arrivals? There's players who've come from neighbouring counties or players who are maybe having their first pre-seasons fully with the club as well this year.
The first thing we started this morning, I'm trying to explain how to use the programme. The programme only really works if you put your own skin in it, really, that you are fully involved in it and you drive your own programme. We're here to help you. But you've really got to commit totally to improving your own game and the enjoyment that brings, really. You shouldn't want the coaches to tell you what to do. You've really got to be in a position where you've got a clear idea of where you want to take your game to, and then we start to explore it between the coaches and the player over the next few weeks.
So that's more the way you see it, rather than you saying you've seen something within the season that you think a player should work on. It's them that bring the ideas to the table. It's
both. You know, we've got Kunal Manik, our analyst, who'll basically give examples of where you are. Coaches will have a view, players will have a view. You share those views together and then decide really what do we think we want to go at. You can't go at everything. You know, though. You know, the winter's not that long, there'll be certain areas you want to, and sometimes it's tidying up your game maybe defensively, others times you're looking at attacking options. We play 3 formats, you know, 20, 20, 50 over and Red Bull and in Championship. And it'll be varied for different players. Some of the new players in, they're really just trying to get themselves up to speed with the faster part, which is first-class cricket, and maybe some of our better players are trying to get that extra refinement that they need to go on and maybe represent their country internationally.
And how do all those plans for the weeks and months to come time with all those players that aren't here at the minute? You've got 3 in the England Lions, Ben Duckett off to the senior team and players all around the world through the winter as well.
Well, they come and go a little bit. We've got a couple of lads going to the T10 actually, and they, you know, we had some lads left this week, some leave towards the end of this week. So people move in and out of the programme, which is why it should be versatile. We look after players that are just white ball players and also our red ball players, and that keeps it fresh, if I'm honest. And as I say, we've got people at various stages. We've got some lads at university who've just signed rookie contracts, who are coming in, who are starting their journey. Someone like Steve Mullaney, who's now captain of the club, who's been around. What we expect from them is when they're on the floor and they're working or they're doing stuff, they give it 100% and they commit totally to it. We're very lucky. I think we've got a group of senior players that do that, so they lead by example. And the goal is really clear for me. You know, if you can get yourself better and keep improving and make game forward, then you're going to achieve a lot. You're going to have more fun. Sport is pretty brutal like that. You know, if you take your foot off the pedal or you suddenly stand still for a little bit, somebody catches you up and starts to overtake you, and then you find suddenly you're behind. So that, to me, is our job's really to help them do that. And then, you know, hopefully our supporters see the results in the summer. And we try to never lose sight of what we're doing it for. We're in an indoor school. It can sometimes seem a long way away, the summer, but realistically it's a 5-week block now, then we have Christmas, we're another 5 or 6 week block, and then we're in a tent outside, and then we're in the final build of the season, so it comes around pretty quick.